Well, hello, and a very warm welcome back to Garden Club. Here we are in the third week in October, and I was about to say to you that here we are, the last rose of summer. But actually there are more buds that haven't opened yet. And so, if the weather holds, this may not be the last rose of summer. I love the way the roses continue flowering for a long time. Roses are so beautiful. I so wish that this was it was possible for me to let you smell this rose. It is divine this morning, absolutely wonderful, a marvellous thing. And here we are, look, you've got some little spray roses there as well, ever so pretty. Here we are, third week in October, and there's lovely things going on. Now over here we've got something which I put a picture up the other week. I didn't say what they were. These are the seed pods of the castor oil plant with these amazing leaves. Look at this. Look, there's my hand. Look how big these leaves are. Absolutely enormous. The castor oil plant. And don't these look amazing? They look quite sinister, don't they? Which isn't surprising, because actually they're really poisonous. Which is why, of course, I don't ever bring them to you. But they're a bit of fun. The castor oil plant. Incredible. There we are. Ah, and here I am. Well, what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to be planting some beautiful, beautiful Bellis daisies. Those lovely little tiny button daisies. Bachelor's buttons, I call them, don't I? And they're going to be absolutely lovely in the spring. Really quite early on, the beginning of March, when the daffodils are out, we'll have those lovely pink and white button daisies. These are going to be lovely. They're growing really strongly, so they'll be lovely. We're also going to plant another pot of Narcissus, another beautiful small variety called Kinglet, which I'll put a picture up of so you can see them. And they're going to be lovely. Later on, these won't flower until probably April. So, you know, your main crop of daffodils will be in March, but these are later ones, quite fancy, very pretty, called Kinglet. Before that, let's do a little planting job. We need to pot on some Michaelmas daisy roots, which I've pulled up from the old nursery. So let's go over to the new nursery and plant those up, and just a couple of roots to begin with. There's lots to do, and then after we've done that, we'll go straight over to the old nursery where we're going to pot up the Bellis daisies and the Kinglet Narcissus. Confusing, isn't it? Never mind. Dodging backwards and forwards today. See you in a moment. So, as promised, here we are on the new nursery, the flower farm, and in moving from the old nursery, I've got to dig up a lot of things that are in the ground there, including the Michaelmas daisies, which are just finishing flowering now. And here are the roots. Well, I mean, there's not all of them. We've got hundreds of roots to dig up, but here are some of the roots which I collected yesterday and have been soaking overnight in some water. You can see, if we have a look at them, we carefully pull them apart. Look at that. We've got some nice roots, and we've got new shoots coming. This is where the flowers were this year. Here we've got the new shoots all ready for next year, and it's very simple really. I pulled them up, cut them down, and we're going to plant them in this pot here. So we're just going to make a little indentation for them because the new shoots are right close to the surface there. We're going to put that in like that. Dig that in there for you, and give it a bit more compost on the top. Here we are, look, you can see the new shoot coming there. That's where the old one is, and we'll water these in, give them just a little bit of protection for a week or two until they've rooted through, because they're bound to be a bit upset being moved. It's like me, everything is confusing at the moment. Nothing is where you look where you think it ought to be. A moment ago I was looking for a connection for the hose, and I brought it with me. I knew it was somewhere. I knew I'd put it in something. It wasn't in what I thought it was in. It wasn't in the next logical place or the next logical place. But I found it in the end, sitting in the car waiting to come out. So you see, you know, I'm sure all of you have had the experience of moving house or whatever over the years, and you know what it's like, you know. But I shall find everything in the end, and we shall keep going with lovely gardening things in the meanwhile. Here we are, there's another root, look. That'll go in there nicely. That's a really nice big root. That can go in here. All sorts of exciting things for us to do. So, there we are. Right, as promised, over to the old nursery now, because the other day I recorded already the planting of the Bellis daisies, the bachelor's buttons, and the Kinglet, the lovely Narcissus. So we'll go and do that, and then we'll take it on from there. Good. What's next? So now time to plant your little baby Bellis daisies. You know, the ones we call bachelor's buttons. Beautiful, beautiful little double daisies, really quite early in the year. Absolutely lovely, and they're growing on really well. Look at these, looking lovely. The bachelor's button. This is a variety called Taso, and there we are. Look, they've made nice roots. Hope you can see that. And in they go, and they're going to be absolutely gorgeous as we get on, you know, towards next March, really. Sometimes in February. They're going to be, as I say, so cute. I'm very fond of them, as you can tell. They'll be really, really nice. They've made good greenery, good roots. Come on really well. And now's just the time to get them in. When these come into flower, we'll have the a lot of the daffodils blooming. In fact, they'll bloom for a long time, so they'll still be flowering when things like the tulips are in flower as well. Just occasionally we get some autumn flowers. We might just do that, but probably not. There we are. Bellis Taso, or the bachelor's button daisies. Really going to be beautiful. Something to look forward to. Perfect. So now we're going to plant some really, really lovely Narcissus. A few weeks ago we planted some Tate Narcissus, or Tate daffodils if you like. They're the little tiny ones, you know, with the multi-heads. Really well known one I know that you love a lot. Well, today we're going to plant some Narcissus that are also small by comparison with the big old-fashioned daffodils. They're called Kinglet, and they're ever so lovely. They're going to grow about a foot tall, and they have a lovely yellow with a sort of really beguiling apricot trumpet, and well, you know, they're quite fancy, and they're really, really nice. Now, unlike the Tate, which bloom really early, down here often mid-February, but late February, these will be later ones. These will be more like April, so they'll extend our Narcissus-y, daffodil-y time, you know, much longer. So we're going to put them in. They come, as always, in your bag. Those of you who are planting directly yourselves, with your label and your wood chips to go on the top. So we're going to put them in again, 5 in as always, 1 in the middle and 4 around the outside, about a hand's depth, a hand or finger depth down, because they're not very big bulbs, and they're going to be great, as I say, in sort of April time. Wow, that'll be Easter. Easter's relatively early next year. It's right at the very beginning of April, so I think that's something for us to look forward to, you know. There we are. They're all in, and we just put the wood chips on top as usual, put the label in there, give it a watering, put it outside in the garden and just wait for things to happen. They're going to be just great later on. Imagine that. We're preparing something that's going to be lovely at Easter. Easter time next year. Wonderful time. Marvellous. Well done. Well, there we are. There's a little something from Garden Club for the third week in October from all over the place. And today I'd like to leave you with some glorious autumn colour and then some pictures of some other lovely things that are flowering. So I shall carry on with work on the new flower farm and keep up clearing up the old nursery, and I'm looking forward already to being with you like this again next week, the fourth week in October. And so then, until then, do take care and bye bye for now. Bye bye.